And a very good evening to you once again on this, the last day of the Invictus Games from Düsseldorf in Germany. Hard to believe it's nearly over. Well, as far as the sport goes, it is over. The archery finished today. It's just the closing ceremony to go, featuring none other than Rita Ora, a world headline act, a global superstar. But here's the thing, nothing and no one can overshadow the competitors here at the Invictus Games and the spirit that they have shown. It really has been remarkable.